soft and fluffy donuts. They're very airy. They just melt in your mouth, and you also want to see how to make the glaze. Keep watching to find out. So in the bowl I have 165 ml of milk. I added in 100 grams of sugar afterwards, but depending on how sweet or less sweet you like it, you can play around with the sugar. Or if you even don't like sugar, just don't add in your bits, but it's totally not recommended in my opinion. Here I added in 3 grams of yeast. Yeast makes the dough to proof well, because no one wants a flat donut, do we? We want it to be fluffy. Afterwards, I'd added in an egg, just one egg, one large egg. For me, I prefer the large eggs because of even the color it will give the donuts at the end. I also added in like a few pinches of salt. Maybe I did like 1 gram of salt. It looks like 1 gram to me, but I didn't get the exact measurement. Afterwards, I want you to mix the mixture until you're satisfied with it. I had to switch to a wooden stick because like wood is way better for baking rather than metal, and also the sound that it makes when you're scratching the bowl. This is me adding in 50 grams of margarine or butter. I actually struggled a bit here because I actually left some of the margarine in the spoon, and my mom was like, Michelle, why are you wasting the margarine? Really? And then she yelled, and then I was like, you know what? I don't know at that point. Yeah. After adding in your margarine or butter, add in 3 cups of flour, which is equivalent to 390 grams. To me here, I had to get it exact because I was also using a weighing scale. By the way, feel free to play around with the recipe, but for the best results possible, I recommend you following every step I'm doing here. After that, we won't need the scale anymore. I want you to mix this until you're satisfied with it. It can be a bit hard over here. At some point, I even had to switch to a stand mixer because, man, this is a workout. Trust you me, my arms were on fire. That's why I had to also switch to one. So, yeah, I switched back afterwards because, like, yeah, just in case. Over here, I already mixed it, but I was just showing you the consistency of the dough. By the way, I don't know about you guys, but why is making dough always so sticky? Like, this recipe wouldn't have to add in more flour, but I think it's because of the yeast, so it was also proofing and the gluten was somehow playing around. So yeah. After this, I want you to knead this dough for a good 8 to 10 minutes. This is another workout, guys. Your arms will be burning. I'm guessing we were just burning the calories before we started eating these donuts. If you know what I mean. Yeah. I might have left some in the bowl, but anyways, it's fine, right? Hopefully, because this was a bit difficult to get all of the dough out of the bowl because it was sticking. Over here, it's me trying to knead the dough, but it was clearly so sticky, so I had to get a scraper and also do some of it off camera because like it's too sticky, guys. And then I'll come back once it's done what? Once it's in a perfectly round ball. Okay, not perfect, nothing's perfect, guys. Yeah, something of the sort. It's me trying to knead the dough. Why was I struggling? As you can see, when you poke it, it might look so soft, but guys, when you pull it, it's still tearing apart, as you can see. So guys, to this I added in 1 tablespoon of water. You might want to stretch out your dough first so that the water doesn't go everywhere. Add in your tablespoon of water and knead for another 8 to 10 minutes. And guys, you might be tempted to add in a bit of flour or oil, but please don't do that. The water here is enough, and we want the fluffy donuts. We don't want them to be tough. As you can see here, because of the water, it was still pretty difficult to knead, but once it's used to it, it's okay. If you have a scraper like me, please use the scraper for it to be way easier. This is me once I'd already kneaded the dough, but it wasn't still looking good enough, so I did a bit more kneading off camera for like an extra 5 minutes, and that's the end result I got. You can see now it's pretty elastic and it will stretch easily instead of just breaking. So to me, that's some good dough. Once you've done that, I want you to let it rest for a good 15 minutes. Okay, so guys, it has been 15 minutes and our dough has rested. As you can see, it already started to proof up a bit, but that still wasn't enough. So right over here, I want us to divide and shape our donuts. For me, I did mine into 12 pieces. I don't think you can do more than 12. Yeah, so each piece was about 58 grams to like 63. Yeah, that's what I did, and it turned out very well. Why isn't it cutting? Oh my good lord. But it's fine. At first I might have done 8 pieces, but when I was weighing, I was like, nah, that's too big. What do you mean one piece here was literally 78 grams? 78 grams. I don't think that could have even fully cooked. So here we have our weighing scale. It actually had a problem with the battery, so I had to like switch it out. Yeah, now it's working. So as you can see here, it was 73 grams, which is very big. Why did I move it aside like that? I cut out a bit of a piece, made sure that it was perfect, and yeah. Okay, so guys, I ended up finishing all of that on time lapse. Guys, that was actually long. So here it's when we are shaping the dough balls. So you just tuck it in towards the center, and then you pinch the edges that you are tucked in towards the center to form a really nice smooth ball. It doesn't have to be smooth, as long as it's okay, as long as it just looks like a round ball, and then you just flatten it out a bit. And that area where you place the finished product, it has to be well dusted with flour, or else it will end up sticking to your counter, and no one wants it to stick to the counter, right? Yeah, so you're just going to watch me do this process for I don't know how many minutes, but yeah, I hope you still enjoy. Okay, so guys, this is the final product, and I want you to leave it to rest for another 30 minutes. Again, we want those soft goodies. Okay, so I lined the tray with parchment paper, made a few of the donuts, but I'll show you guys how to make some. So you basically sprinkle a bit of flour on the top, flatten it out a bit. Using the tip of your thumb, I want you to make a hole in the center and make the hole bigger using your 2 index fingers. As you can see, it might look like the hole is really big, but they'll eventually shrink down. Yeah. Afterwards, this is the final resting. I want you to leave it to rest for 40 minutes. So you have to be patient, guys, but the end result will be really nice. Guess what, guys? It is now 40 minutes have passed, and it's frying time, which is actually the second last step. So in a pan, I added in a bit of oil. You can also use a sufuria if you want to. Not too much oil. Okay, we are deep frying, but don't fill the pan all the way to the top, because when you add the donut, of course the oil is also gonna come over and you might end up chipping it out. So here I'm using a wooden stick to check if the oil is hot enough, and placed in 3 donuts because you also don't want to overcrowd your pan. Oh, by the way, leave it to cook for about 1 minute and 30 seconds on each side to get that nice brown color. So guys, here our donuts are ready, and then afterwards I just cooked the rest of the donuts, maybe with you guys, I'm not so sure. Yeah, but they turned out good. So this is actually the last process of making the glaze. That's 1 cup of icing sugar. Afterwards, I added in 2 tablespoons of milk, but depending to how you like it, you can add more or less. And a bit of vanilla essence. I want you to mix it until it doesn't look lumpy anymore, and it has to be smooth like the glaze that we had there. And then you just glaze your donuts, or you can also eat them plain, just depending on how you still like them. So guys, these are our donuts. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and share the video to your friends.